Hi guys, Paulina here from Nottingham Physio, and we're working our hip mobility, and it's our phase 4 of the program. So we're going to mix some mobility with strength today. To start, we're just going to do a little bit of warm-up, so the exercise that you'll know from the previous sessions. So nice and wide with our feet, we're going to drop the knees straight aside just to have this little bit of rotation around the hip. And I'd say let's do it maybe 6 to 8 times before we start our exercise progression for today. So the position that you'll start in is that position here, so your feet flat on the ground, and your knees pretty much flat on the ground as well. Your foot quite close to the knee, and from this position here, what we're trying to do is just lift our hips up without using our hands. So how does it look like? We basically just push ourselves up to extend the hip forward and then slowly sit back down to a start position. And you want to practice it a couple of times. And it may be difficult to start. You'll find like you may be off balance, you'll feel like you need to almost like grab something and push off the floor to get you up and going. But the more you practice, the better you're going to become, and the easier the exercise is going to be to perform. So I'd say do it 4 times on one side and then swap sides. And I'd say start with 2 to 3 sets for this exercise at first. So again, change the position, working on the other side this time, going up, slowly down. 2 more repetitions. And just 1 more. And whilst you are controlling this movement and you're happy with this exercise progression, where you can move on to is adding some extra stretch to this position as well. So starting in the same position, pushing our hips up, and now what we're going to do is use our hands to walk forward and then really getting a nice stretch for the front here, but also on the inside of that leg that's in a bit more flexion around the knee. So just staying there for a few seconds, and then you're going to get back to your start position, swap sides, push up, use your hands to walk away, push your hips down, and again, you're going to get a nice little stretch for here, but also on the inside, how you're growing on the other leg. And then coming back to the start position. And again, for this exercise, you can repeat it a couple of times. I'll just show it to you one more time so that you've got a little bit of better understanding of how to position yourself. So starting in that position here, pushing your hips forward, hands flat on the floor, and walking away, pushing your hips down, holding that stretch for a few seconds here. Back to the start position. Change the position of your feet. Push up without using your hands. Walk your hands away, hips dropping down, and really getting that stretch for the front here, and also on the inside of the groin on the opposite side. So, our hip mobility phase 4 progressions. Hope you enjoy, and join us for the next phase as well.